What's up, guys? Super boring video today. I had a request from Facebook to do a video on what is it like getting started in an accounting career. What is it like a day in the life working as an accountant? Now, being someone who just graduated college a couple years ago and got my foot in the door of a small company working as a staff accountant, I feel like I have a pretty good input on this. So, without further ado, here we go. Number one, if you are an accountant, you already know, if not, you better learn fast, that it is not an exciting job. Okay? It's not like Ben Affleck's movie where he's this amazing CPA and he also kills people all the time, okay? That's not how it is. I mean, well, if you could be an accountant who kills people, but you're probably going to go to prison, and so don't do that. But it's very, very boring, methodical, and dry. Now, okay, that kind of comes with the name of the game of being an accountant, right? Nobody expects an accountant to be the life of the party. Well, that is absolutely true, okay? You're going to be stuck alone. You're doing the same very methodical things every day. Now, that regardless of what you're doing, whether you're an accounts payable, accounts receivable, you work in tax, especially if you work in tax, whether you're the guy that all you do is you reconcile accounts, bank accounts, credit cards, there's a set of procedures and controls and processes in place to make sure that everything is done the same way every time, and at the end of the day, you're either going to tie or you won't. And if you don't, that's kind of when the job gets a little bit fun. You go and you start looking for stuff. So if you're looking for an exciting accounting career, maybe you should just right off the top look into forensic accounting. Like, in my mind, that seems like that would be the perfect accounting job, especially if you could snag a gig with like a big law enforcement agency. I know the FBI has a ton of forensic accountants. That would be a really, really cool career path in my opinion. But for the average city bear, the average accountant, it's not the most exciting job in the world. And number two, you have to understand that accountant means a lot of different things, okay? You can be an accounts payable accountant, an accounts receivable accountant, just a staff accountant that handles everything, a bookkeeper, a tax guy, CPA. A CPA just means that you got your master's degree, you worked a certain amount of hours to sit for an exam, you passed a super hard test, and now you also pay for continuing education credits where you sit in your office with a webinar playing, you answer a question every 7 minutes when it prompts you, and you pretend you paid attention to that. Now, I'm sure there's some hardcore CPA accounting enthusiasts out there that's going to roll their eyes and say, oh, it's a lot more than that, Steven. Okay, don't you try for a second to justify how awesome and exciting your job is, because you are full of shite. Okay? I don't believe you. I've seen it. And maybe this unicorn job exists, but you cannot try to tell me that your job as an accountant is engaging and exciting every single day. You're full of crap. And I know that's going to come because also, I've met a lot of extremely proud accountants, and that's cool, okay, but I don't see it, okay? But that's just me. So for me, I started a small manufacturing company. I did some accounts payable, and I worked directly under the CFO. At a small company, you get to wear a lot of hats, right? So I was able to get into some accounts receivable. I was able to issue payments, sign or cut checks, work on financials with the CFO, inventory accounting, as it was all manufacturing business, and I was able to see quite a bit. State taxes, tax returns, issuing 1099s, payroll. I got to see quite a bit. As a small company, that's how it's going to be, because you don't have an accounts payable department with 150 employees across the country like some of these huge companies do. But as a small company, I was able to do a little bit of everything. And with that, you get to learn a lot of different things, right? But at the end of the day, I was finding that I had about 2 hours of work to do in an 8.5-hour workday. I would also found that I had days where I would go an entire shift without speaking a word to anyone. It was just me, okay? You have your accounts payable data entry. That takes you 45 minutes. Then you go, you take your morning dump, and it's time to, okay, it's the end of the month, we're reconciling ABC. You reconcile those accounts. Maybe you're lucky and you need to look for something for a little bit, but Anyways, it boils down to being a very mind-numbing, boring job. And for me, that's kind of what forced me out of the whole office setting. Plus, office politics, they aren't for me, man. I'm a blue-collar guy living a white-collar lie, and that eventually just forced me right out of there. So I quit my job and started my own business. In that, I can do how I want. I can surround myself with the people I choose, and I have the freedom that I can do what I need to do. And you will not have that in a small company type of setting. But so move on. Maybe you work for a huge company, one of these companies that has an accounts payable division with 150 employees. It's going to be even worse. You're sitting there doing your accounts payable data entry all day long, and maybe if you're lucky, your boss will come by and mumble something mean to you, and you'll be able to move on from there. Or you could take a CPA path and you start out as an auditor. You're going to be traveling a lot. You're going to be out on the road. You're going to be kissing ass, hoping that one day you can make partner, and that's really the only path for you to make that big money that you wanted. So those are a few of the different paths, but either way, if you're the kind of person who doesn't like to do the same exact thing, the same exact way, not talk to anybody, just live this very linear, boring life, and you get excited by only making love in the missionary position, then maybe being an accountant is perfect for you. And if not, if you're somebody who likes to think outside of the box and go at things in different directions and do something different every day, pick a different career path right now. Go with finance. It's more math, but it's probably more your stuff. Now, all this is just my own personal opinion and my own life experience in my short accounting career. Now, I'm not undervaluing accountants and CPAs, and I'm not saying that a CPA is worthless, because a good CPA has almost as much impact on a business that their attorney does. And that can't be undervalued. A good bookkeeper is the difference between an entrepreneur spending $50,000 to hire an in-house accountant or paying somebody $300-400 a month to double check their books for them, and saves them a ton of time, a ton of money. So it's not to be undervalued. It's extremely important. Business wouldn't be business the way it is without their accountants. I'm just telling you what my opinion of working in that industry is, okay? It's not very exciting. It's not fast-paced, okay? If you're getting buried in a small company under an accounting workload, you probably lack something, or there's something you need to learn to pick up and just to put it all together at the end there. So there are a lot of ways to go about being an accountant, and it can mean so many different things. Really, everybody, your mileage may vary. Your mileage will vary with being an accountant. Whatever it is that works for you, I'm sure you could work 10 different jobs and you would have 10 different sets of responsibilities, wear 10 different hats at all of them. So try out different things, but if you're looking for a career that's engaging, exciting, that you're just on the edge of your seat all the time, that's extremely rewarding, that you develop awesome personal relationships with, it's really hard to do with accounting, because you're kind of just put in your corner. And if you work in an office setting, most of the time your interaction with other people is strolling over to the purchasing guy and asking him a question. Hey, why'd you do this? Where did this go? Or back to manufacturing. Hey, what's going on with this? Why did you do that? So basically you're the dick in most of these situations. And that's just what it boils down to, man. Being an accountant, it's important. Right off the bat, you're not going to make a lot of money. Now, I'm a little biased on this, because I think if you go to college, you spend $50,000 on a degree, and say you're lucky enough to get a job coming out as an accountant making $40K, which is not common at all, at least where I'm from. I think, wow, where's the rest of the money, okay? There are 15 different things you can go and do without a college degree and make more money right now with no debt. But as I get older, I'm also becoming more of an against college type of guy. And I can say that because I've worked I worked a trade job, I worked a job without a college degree, I got a college degree, I got a job, I went back to college, still worked that job, and then I started my own company. So I've had a taste of about every different direction you can go except joining the military. That's the one thing I haven't done. So, like I said, your mileage will vary. You're not going to be Ben Affleck in the accountant. You're going to have a boring job. Hopefully you can make the best out of it, and don't be expecting huge money right off the bat. If you're looking huge money right off the bat, you'd have a way better shot getting your degree in finance. Yes, you need a lot more math in school, but I think if you're looking for excitement and variance and higher paying opportunities in the beginning, finance would be the way to go compared to accounting. Or if you're really smart, just get your degree in business administration and then you can go any direction you want. You do not have to have a degree in accounting to get your CPA. You need a certain amount of accounting credits. So if you were to get your MBA, which is good for just about anything, and then take some specialized accounting classes as part of that, you have your MBA, you qualify to sit for your CPA, and also a CPA, in my opinion, as a career path is not that much. It's not that worth it. It's 10% on average more money comparing that to an accountant with a 4-year degree. So 10% for another $30,000 of school, plus all the prep for that test, plus working a crap job under a CPA where you're out on the road as an auditor probably. It wasn't worth it for me. I figured I'll learn what I can, and then I knew from the get-go that I was going to want to go and branch out on my own. At least at the time I was thinking into just tax work until I figured out I'll just do bookkeeping and tax. So that's just my opinion. This is all just my opinion, guys. Nothing wrong with any of you out there that are accountants, and if you're thinking about getting into it, it's a solid job. It's not going anywhere, okay? It's probably not going to be replaced by computers because of the human reasoning that's needed at the end for this decision making. When we get computers and robots that can replace that sort of human logic, we're probably gonna be living in the Terminator anyways. So that's just it. Just my opinion, guys. Don't get all pissed off at me, and if you do, tell me what pissed you off down below. But thank you for watching. Press that like button if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below. Say something nice, say something mean, and if you say something mean, subscribe so you can say something mean again next time. But until then, I will see you guys. Have a good night.